This podcast is sponsored by Talkspace. November is Men's Health Awareness Month, so Talkspace wants guys to know that being prepared for life's biggest challenges and opportunities means prioritizing mental health, too. Talkspace can help you go beyond fine-tuned workouts, supplements, and productivity hacks. Talkspace can help you fine-tune your inner life so you can succeed in being the best version of yourself in any situation. And with Talkspace, you can get therapy from anywhere and on your time. You can even text your therapist between sessions. If you're depressed, stressed, struggling with a relationship, or just need a little extra one-on-one support, Talkspace is here for you. Plus, Talkspace takes most insurance, and most insured members have a $0 copay. Men's Health Awareness Month is the perfect time to reach out to Talkspace. Now, get $80 off your first month with promo code SPACE80 when you go to Talkspace.com. Match with a licensed therapist today at Talkspace.com and save $80 with code SPACE80 at Talkspace.com. That's Talkspace.com, promo code SPACE80.
I'm Delta Work, and this is Very Delta. Psychic medium Travis Holp is on the show today. We talk about playlists, the paranormal, and my dad stops in for an interview. But first, do you want to see me go off? Because I think you want to see me go off.
Mom!
Are you a lady like me? Introspective, beautiful. Oh, are you intellectual like me? Beguiled by a bargain? You like wild times? Oh, like me? Are you serving the community like me? Well, if you are, then you must be very Delta.
I'm Delta Work, and this is Very Delta, a luxury public access podcast and YouTube talk show where I look gorgeous, speak extemporaneously, and invite fascinating people to sit on the couch and get very Delta. Very Delta is for the woman who knows Mariah Carey season is about to emerge, and we do not hold the space for any negativity about it. But first, let's get into some things that are very Delta. Why are you sending me DMs on Instagram but then silencing your notifications? I don't get it. What is notification silenced? Why are people doing that? What is that saying to me? Because honestly, if you don't want the notification, all you have to do is just turn off your notifications on your phone and turn your phone off. All you have to do is just click that little button and push off and set your phone down. I feel like that notification silenced notification on Instagram just tells other people like, I want you to know that I'm going to send you this meme, but I don't want a response from you because I don't have time for your bullshit. That's basically what it says. What it's saying to people is, here's this meme. I don't know what you're going to do with it, but don't tell me until tomorrow because I'm about to go to bed. Then why don't you just send it to me tomorrow? Or how about this? Why don't you just turn off that option to tell me that? It's kind of a floss. It's really weird. It's kind of like when your parents tell you to go to your room and then they close the door and they say, I don't want to hear any noise coming out of that room. You're going to hear some noise. That's just a door. That doesn't tell me that I'm not going to respond to you. In fact, when I see it, I'm going to keep sending other memes to you. So it irritates you because I know you haven't turned off your real ringer or your real notifications. I know you're subscribed. I know you're listening, right? But you want to tell me notifications silenced. And then I will respond to them and they'll immediately respond back. I thought you were not listening. I thought you were going to bed. I thought you were turning your phone off in the studio. You're not. You're still looking. You just wanted to have another button to push. You just wanted to say, oh, I don't know. I have so much going on. I just don't think I'm going to have to silence these notifications. I just can't have any more Instagram today. It's weird. We all operate weird ways on social media. I will be in a text message conversation with a friend, and then I will also be simultaneously in a DM conversation with them on Instagram. So we will be talking about, oh yeah, what time are you going to get there? Who's going to be over there? What are you going to wear in that conversation? And then I'm sending a meme or a video and I'm like, look at this mess, or wasn't this you on Thursday? And we're responding in two completely different conversations. And then I lose my mind if I send somebody more than 3 memes and they don't respond. I feel like, you know what? I don't want you on my meme list anymore. I almost feel like it's like MySpace. Like you're going to have to come off of that top 8. You're going to have to, because you haven't been behaving. I need you to respond to all my memes, whether it's a cat or a dance video, followed up by a recipe, followed up by a Victorian house with a wraparound porch that I'm crying over. And then one of our friends in the ugliest outfit we ever saw. I want a response to each and every single one of them. Now, listen, I'm fine with the response being like a heart and then like a, right? Or like a, I'm fine with that. Like those, I need some kind, it doesn't have to be words. It just has to be an acknowledgement that I've curated these specific memes for you because I thought this is what would engage us in a conversation outside of the text message on this other platform. I take so much of social media way too seriously, but then I also take other parts like super not seriously, like so unserious, especially like a comment section, right? Like you see people that will say something and then you'll think like, I want to go look at their page. And then you look at their page and they're like, I block all negativity. I'm about inclusion. And you're like, really? Because it looked like you just said a whole bunch of really mean ad hominem attack things about someone. I don't think you're about withholding negativity. I think you're about that negativity. You're about that life. Just take that out of your bio if that's what you have to do. But I mean, don't do both. You can't do both. I don't think you can. If you want to do both, you have to do both in a text message conversation with your other shitty friends. And listen, I am awful and I have shitty friends too. And we know the time and place. We know that we're not going to go into a comment section and tell somebody to unalive themselves or tell somebody that their mom's a whore, or that's not part of an argument just because you didn't like a guest on a podcast. Just because you don't like someone's recipe that involves 15 pounds of butter, just don't eat it. Don't make it. Not a big deal. But when you go in and you like cast these weird aspersions on somebody, like you know what's happening, it's really crazy because it creates this dialogue that you're having about somebody and that person hadn't even been tagged. If you really were that bitch and you really felt that way and you really started up the conversation, why wouldn't you just tag the person? I mean, say it. What did the prophetess Ariana Grande say? Say that shit with your chest. Say that shit with your chest. With your chest or your chest. Just say it. Stand by it. Go, this is my unpopular opinion. Whatever. That's fine. But, don't send me a meme. Don't send me a story. Don't send me something that you just said LOL about and then say notification silenced. Because guess what? You weren't really LOLing. Because you can't go like, that's not happening. You're not going, I'm at work. No notifications. You just sent it. You were just laughing. I just responded to you. So what happened? Why are you silencing notifications? You're just doing that. You just want to have buttons to push. That's why. You're not really not waiting for those notifications. You're waiting for me and the rest of us to respond. That's why you're sending that shit. Do you want to see me take a break? Because I think you want to see me take a break. Today's guest is a warrior unicorn, a psychic medium, and a spiritual guide. Please make welcome Travis Holp.
Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you for being here.
I'm so excited.
This has been a long time coming.
Yeah.
I know that you had to reschedule, and we appreciate that because you don't live right around the corner. You have to jump on a plane to be here.
Technically just up the highway.
Okay, technically.
For a couple of states.
Right. But we're on the same coast at least.
Yeah.
And then of course, you came to the show in Seattle.
I did.
And I was like, oh my gosh, we should do this in Seattle. So we, at this point, we're doing this recorded. Yeah. We need to do it live. We need to just keep doing it over and over because I feel like we both could just talk and talk and talk.
All day long. I love your energy so
Thanks.
much. And I'm just such a big fan of yours. And so I'm just so excited to be here having a conversation. And I was so happy we were able to make this work today.
Well, I'm kind of in a weird spot because I know that you can communicate several different ways and understand several different ways that other people are not in tune with, or maybe just don't know that they can be in tune with.
Yeah.
And so it's scary because I feel like in a way it's like when you go to the doctor and they're like, I know everything that's going on inside your body. And I feel like you have a way of understanding that. Probably, does body language have a lot to do with it? Is it looking in someone's eye? Well, how do you know that you're going to have a connection with someone?
Yeah, I just feel it. I get this like lightness in my chest. And so that's true for anything though, whether it's a person that I want to connect with, whether that's a podcast I would like to be on, or a book I want to read, or a person I want to hang out with. I really lean on my own intuition and my own knowing. And so that's how I kind of know. And I'm like, okay, this is going to be a great connection. Or on the opposite end of that, if something's not going to be so great or not the path for me, I'll get like a heaviness or a density in my body. And so that's my way of knowing like, okay, this isn't it, at least not right now, or maybe ever.
Did you experience any of this as a kid?
Yeah, but I didn't know what it was. So I had a hard time sleeping alone in my room as a kid. I've never truly felt alone. I've always felt like there's energy around. I didn't know what it was until I was a little bit older, and then I started diving into mediumship and learning more about spirit and how spirit shows up for us at certain parts of our life. And so looking back, I'm able to connect those dots now. Like I loved practical magic. I loved the witches, anything with like a witch or somebody who could talk to ghosts. So I was always fascinated with those things. And I couldn't explain why I was drawn to that. It was just like a natural, like, nope, this is the lane that I want to hang out in. And I think I scared my parents for sure, because I would come home, I'd be like, Mom, I watched The Craft. I want to be a witch, And she's like, we can't do that. So when I was a little bit older and I started diving into my studies as a medium, it was a lot of just kind of connecting the dots. Like, oh, that's why that was the way that it was. Or, oh, that's why I really liked this, or I had this experience. So
I always find myself, like defending different mediums that I see or watch, just because I feel like in my heart, in order to believe something, first and foremost, you're skeptical, because you want to say, I understand that there are realistic explanations for things, but the other half of me knows that there are things that you cannot explain. And so when I hear people go, oh, this is how I communicate, or someone else says, this is how I communicate. And then you hear, I don't think skeptics, I think naysayers who are like, there's not a place for it. I'm committed to not understanding. I'm committed because everyone says they do it differently. Well, everyone communicates differently, even one-on-one.
Totally. And that's just their fear, right?
Sure.
And it's growing up as a gay person. I'm gay, by the way. A gay person.
A real life homosexual.
A real life homosexual here on the show. I grew up in Ohio, just aggressively queer. Like just singing to Britney Spears, wearing like sparkles. My mom got me this Peter Pan costume one year for Halloween, and honey, I wore that thing until like April, I think. My mom was like, Halloween's over, honey. But I was just this.
Was there tights involved?
There were green tights. That's why I wore it.
See, I had a devil costume.
The little skirt.
Yes.
My mom couldn't get me out of those damn things.
Yeah.
And so I kind of equate it though to that experience. I terrified my mother.
I bet.
My mom was so scared having this gay kid, right? And then going to public school in the suburbs of Ohio, very conservative area. I terrified a lot of the kids there. And so when I came out of the broom closet as a medium, it was no different. There were people who embraced it, who were like, oh my God, I could totally see this in you. And then there were people who were like, that's the devil, this is a sham, whatever it is, right? And so for me, it was, I'm not bothered by people who don't believe in what I do. That's okay. I think everybody is able to believe whatever they want to believe, because I believe to some degree whatever you believe is what's true for you. Where it was challenging was hearing people say like, this is a fraud, this is a scam, This is so terrible. Because it was like that triggering moment of like when you're a kid and you're playing in the Peter Pan costume and you're having fun, and then somebody goes, that's wrong.
Mm-hmm.
You shouldn't be doing that.
Mm-hmm.
Right? And for me, mediumship, it's so healing, it's so uplifting, and it's helpful. And if it is something that somebody aligns with, amazing. If it's not, that's okay. Totally fine.
I know that you existed in the beauty industry for a while,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
If you had to take one lip balm with you for the rest of your life,
Mm-hmm.
which one would it be, and would there be a flavor, unscented?
Aquaphor lip balm.
Okay.
Just the regular Aquaphor. I know it's just like Vaseline.
The blue little twist off.
But there's something about that lip balm, and I've tried all of them.
I always find myself like, if I am keeping up with putting moisture on my lips and they start to get like really soft, I feel like I'm in the car and I'm like,
yes.
Like even more than with lipstick on, right? With lipstick on, I'm like, don't move your mouth because it's just coming off. But with that, I feel like, oh, everyone should see how healthy I am. Like I'm very healthy with my skin, and then it's gone the next day.
What would your favorite lip balm be?
I don't really. I have like 4 in my bag, so I do have an Aquaphor. I have a good old fashioned chapstick.
Love.
I have a Carmex that you twist off, and I want to love Carmex after all these years, but there's just something about the smell that like. It gives me like medicine.
Yeah, it's very clinical.
Yeah. When you travel a lot, do you keep like, I know you love music. Do you keep like a certain playlist that's like, this is my airplane playlist or a shower playlist?
Oh, you know what? I love listening to Cher when I'm getting ready.
Okay.
I also listen to Belinda Carlisle, Heaven is a Place on Earth. If I'm getting ready for a live event, I even have it played before I go out on stage on live events.
I love that.
I love that song so much. And if I'm flying, I have different things for different moods. If I'm flying, I have to tell you, Taylor Swift's The Tortured Poets Department.
Okay.
Honey, I will put that on and I'll just be missing a man that I don't even have.
Right.
I am so
going
single.
Through a divorce and you weren't even married.
Honey, I will be listening to Fortnite just like in on a fortnight.
I don't know it.
It's okay. I don't really know it either. I just hear it. I can't say I've learned it. Here's what I want to know. How she does this.
Okay.
I don't really I can't name a lot of the songs off of that album.
Okay.
But I play it and I know a lot of the words and I can sing along. I want to know how Taylor implants that into our brain. I want to know how it happens.
I mean, I guess it must just be something that you connect with, like the actual reverberation, the actual, like the beat, the bass, all of it. And it just, you know?
Yeah, but I will. I'll listen to that album, honey, and I'll be like, what are we going to do about the 3 kids? Who's going to get the dog? And I'm like, oh, wait, I'm single. What do you mean?
How do you get in the headspace for a reading? Because I would imagine that people would probably come up to you and they're like, I want to talk to this person. And it's like, well, I don't know how that traffic works. I don't know how, is it a highway? Like, how does that, you know what I mean?
It's a highway with 4 lanes. There's respectful exits.
You can't just ask someone to immediately.
Yeah. You know, I take some time. So I meditate every morning. It's just a part of my practice just as a human, not even just as a medium. And meditation has changed my life. So I do that anyway. But, you know, before reading, I just take a couple of seconds. I ground my energy just by taking a few deep breaths. And then I just say a little prayer in my head, something that goes along the lines of, you know, I invite in all energies that are here for the greatest and highest good of, you know, whomever I'm reading for.
Do you ever like enter a place and go, this is not a safe place for me to be in? I can just tell.
You know what? One time. And it was a place where just a lot of tragic things had happened. You know, it didn't feel right to be there. And so I left. You know, but I just think, you know, when we have things like hauntings or places where we feel dense energy, it's just this kind of like buildup of energy. I do believe hauntings are real. I don't think they're what we think they are.
Right.
And I don't think they're as common as people make them out to be.
Have you ever been somewhere where someone, like you feel like another human being alive is communicating with you in that manner?
So I don't have, I do believe that telepathy is something that is real. That's not something that I personally experience. Okay. It's mediumship and psychic work. Everybody is so different.
Sure. I
have friends that are mediums. They don't necessarily deal with those who were in a physical vessel. They deal with energy that's more like our spirit guides, angels. Most of the communication that I have is with folks who were here in a physical vessel at one time.
I see.
I'm not really the, hey, I'm going to tell you how your life is going to play out. I'm more of the, hey, here's the energy that you're in.
Right.
Here's some specifics for you, because I love to give as much specific information as I possibly can. And then here's how you can shift that energy, because I believe we have free will, right? So, but every person who does energy work with the living, which would be more of the psychic side of things, they work different. Yeah. Which I think is great.
It is great because we communicate just one-on-one differently.
Right?
Right? Like we talk about as queer people, we hear that phrase like the library is always open.
Yeah.
I don't know that it's always open, but it could be open with close friends who know one another.
Yes.
I consider my closest friends the people who know me at my absolute worst, but only champion my best.
Yeah.
So they know what's going to happen. Like if you put her in that situation, she's going to come out kicking. But if you do this, it takes, for some people, it just takes very little to go, I'm comfortable.
Yeah.
And then it takes very little to go, I'm so uncomfortable. This really is testing me. I guess what we would call now a trigger, right?
Yeah.
So, I just find it weird that people don't hold the space for understanding that if you don't understand something, it's okay to realize it's all different. It's like this, I think.
Yes. I was having this great, so I love my parents. My parents have come so far since I've come out. And just the amount of love that they have for me and the amount of just fear that they've worked through has been so beautiful to witness. And I'm so honored to see that in them. But they're still my parents and they were born a certain, all that. And I'm talking to my dad and he's so funny. We were talking about individuals who identify as non-binary, and it's so funny. My dad was like, I don't understand non-binary individuals. And I was like, well, Dad, I don't understand gravity, but I know that it's here.
Right.
And that's just become my argument for people who are like, I don't understand this. I'm like, well, I don't understand gravity, but I know it exists, babe.
I'm not going to question it.
Yeah.
It's just a thing.
Yeah. Let's Google it. Let's get curious.
I love it. Let's take a break. We are back with Travis Holp, your gay uncle and mine. So I've never had this experience.
Oh.
Well, in a way, yes. I have a friend, but I've always wanted to do this with you. Like, this is so intriguing.
I'm so
to me.
excited
Because I, of course, and I go into it with no expectations, no question. I mean, of course, I have questions, but I think that you're not always. What do people say? Like, oh, I need closure for I don't think we always ever get closure. Like, we're always thinking about things.
Yeah.
So who knows? But anyway, you're gonna do a reading.
I'm gonna connect. Yeah, I'm gonna connect for you. So, I'm gonna share with you just a little bit about the process and kind of what to expect since it's your first time. So during our time together, I receive my information through seeing, hearing, and feeling. Okay. As I'm connecting in with your loved ones. Already got one coming through. As I'm connecting with your loved ones that are coming through, I will simply just share with you what they're making me see, what they're making me feel. They'll give me things like names, dates, how they passed, who they were to you. Names for me can be here in the physical or with the departed. So I'll do my best to explain to you how I'm feeling it and where I'm feeling it. And during our time together, you're welcome to ask me as many questions as you want. This time is all about you and how I can serve you. And I am going to go ahead and get started. I do have somebody that is starting to kind of just restrict my breathing. And I do feel like I want to be connected to a male for this. Do you understand this?
Mm-hmm.
So your father has passed?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Do you understand the breathing and the issues with the lungs? Like, he's putting a lot of pressure here on my chest, my lungs connected to him. Mm-hmm. Were there tubes or was there constriction in his throat prior to passing as well? Okay, so he's just making me feel that going down the throat. He's no longer in that pain. I believe that once we depart, we leave that physical pain behind. But he is just letting me know these were some of the physical things that were happening prior to passing. Mm-hmm. Is there a brother for Dad?
No.
Okay. Is there one for Mom?
Yes.
Okay. That's passed?
Yes.
Okay, so I'm like, I'm just aware of the brother that's also connected in spirit as well. He's letting me know that we're also with. Your dad is funny. He's like, okay, back to me. I love your dad's energy so much. Do you talk with him, but like while you're either like doing your makeup or while you're getting ready for the show? Because I feel like I want to be like sitting with you while you get ready, which I know might sound a little bit peculiar. But he keeps making me feel like I'm there with you while you're getting ready.
So my dad worked as a welder, but everyone celebrated him as a great singer in our family. So everybody wanted to be with him at a party.
Oh,
and I was just talking off camera with Doug this morning about the fact that he would sing and he was a big guy and everyone would say, oh, he's so light on his feet. Everyone wanted to dance with him. And to this day, when I'm at family events, family will always just say like, they'll look at me and they'll say, oh my God, he's just like Tony. He's just like Tony.
There's like I just want to have this like, I'm with you while you're getting ready, while you're doing your shows.
I ask my mom a lot. I'm like, I know that he would probably have had culturally a hard time with this, but because I feel like he was an entertainer at heart, like I feel like he would celebrate this because he would say, this is my hope, that he would have thought, if you're going to do it really great.
Yeah.
Right?
There's a lot of that kind of like giving like that confidence and that love before you go out, you perform, and he is really proud of it. I understand, our loved ones when they're here in their physical vessel, the prejudices or the fears that they would have had, right? We were talking about earlier. But, he is sharing with me that fear isn't with me from where I am here. And he is really proud of the work that you're doing.
Oh, I hope so.
Oh, this is interesting. He is letting me know he's free of whatever was was there issues with the legs or his mobility prior to Pat? Like, did he have like a bad knee or something wrong with one of the legs?
Yeah, I think so. I wasn't in communication with him.
That's okay.
A couple of years.
Okay. So just know that like he's just letting me know I'm free of those things. And then and you also have, I want to tell you, you have a grandmother on mom's side that is in your business.
Really?
She's really sweet. I like her. Did you get some of your glamour from her, or did you get like inspiration for some of the things that you do from her?
Well, I mean, possibly. She definitely passed before I was born. However,
but there's photos of her.
Yeah, and there's several women in our family that everyone says, oh, she looks like your grandmother. Like, and they're all around. And one of the things I take a compliment in is, I love like perfume.
Yes.
And I always say to people, I love smelling like an old Mexican lady.
I love it.
And my mom would say like, oh, your aunt and because my mother's sisters are much older than her.
Are there 3 of them?
Yes.
Okay. They're showing me the 3. So perfect. I love that. I can smell the white diamond. I know we've had conversations about white diamonds, but I need you to know they're filling my nose with white diamonds.
Yeah.
With Dad, there is did you write a letter to Dad after he passed, or was there like it doesn't feel like journaling. This feels like a letter. He keeps showing me a letter. And I don't know if this was like we wrote this just to get some feelings out, or it's like, here's the things I wish I would have said, or all. Do you understand this letter that he's referring to? Okay. So he just wants to know he was there, or he has seen that letter. He's seen what's in the letter. There is an apology for his fear and the way that he behaved. And I keep hearing, I didn't know better, but I could have done better.
Yeah.
And he wants you to know how proud he is of you.
Wow.
And you're in pretty close contact with your mom?
Yeah. She lives with me.
Okay. Yeah. I'm like, because I keep hearing, thanks for taking care of Mom. Like, it's almost like, well, yeah, of course I want to take care of Mom. Like, who else is going to do it, right? There's such gratitude for taking care of her. I keep hearing in ways that he wasn't able to as well.
Yeah, he was. So my dad was a Vietnam veteran, and he was one of a group of people who were affected by Agent Orange. So when he came back, he was never the same. And even before I was born, he would sleep by the front door with a knife. he was very troubled, and he wanted to give my mom this normalcy, right? And especially when I was born, he wanted it to be great. So he thought by surrounding us with possessions and buying things and having all that, we could have this normalcy, but he could never find it in his heart to feel normal, to not feel afraid. And he found himself in debt, drinking, and scared, because he couldn't provide.
There is acknowledgement that I feel like all of our souls go through, that when we exit our physical body, we get what's called life review, where we look back on our whole life, how we affected people, how they affected us, and we see it from every angle. And so what your father is letting me know is that he has gone through that life review. And it's not necessarily there's this sense of shame that we don't feel that in spirit. But we acknowledge the role that we played in other people's lives.
Sure. I think about him all the time because I think, especially as I get older, I think I don't think he had the tools to do this. I don't think it was, I think his intention was to do great things and just be normal, what he thought was normal.
Yeah.
And I don't think he had the wherewithal. I don't think he had the life tools to understand that, because I think when being in the military and coming out, I think there was just this disconnect that could never fit back together. Yeah.
And so there is that acknowledgement of that. And again, it's not the it's not the guilt or the shame. It's the I see what my life was. And he is with you all the time. It's so funny. He I don't know if you're able to connect. He keeps giving me, I don't know what this bird is called, but it's kind of like a little bit of the longer, but it's not a hummingbird. I'm so not an ornithologist. But he keeps giving me, I don't know if they're like swallows or sparrows, but he keeps giving me these like, the starlings. That's what those little birds are. He keeps giving me the starlings for you. So whenever I see that as a sign or symbol, you may recognize that. You might not. You'll leave here and see a million starlings, right? But I want to connect that for you. The other thing, please let your mother know that he hears her talking to him. I don't know if sometimes she gets like angry with him, like, God damn it, but he does make me feel like, he does hear her talking to him quite a bit.
Wow.
Your dad has, at the essence of who he was, he has a great sense of humor. And he just gives me this like levity in his spirit. Whenever a spirit gives me that, it just lets me know I'm no longer in the pain that I was in when I was here in a physical body. He makes me feel like you're entering this kind of like stage of, even though I know you're busy and you're traveling, he makes me feel like you're entering the stage of really just solid peace in your life, which feels really good.
Yeah.
He's just making me feel like, just being really grounded in who you are, and this being a new space for you to navigate. And he sees that. He wants you to know. He's so like, glad. I see that. I see that growth.
I love that.
I feel like I've got a couple other things. Does your mom have his watch?
I don't think so.
Okay. He keeps showing me a watch. So whenever I see a watch, it means one of two things. Either we have the physical watch, or this is a reference to, no, it's a physical watch. Ask mom about the watch, or if there's this watch, because sometimes my symbols will have several meanings, but this I feel like is a physical watch or piece of jewelry that be worn on the wrist.
Well, what's interesting is that when I was getting ready this morning, I said to Doug, I'm never wear a watch, and I'm going to wear a watch today.
Oh my goodness!
I feel like it seems so sophisticated.
That's hysterical.
And I said, if for some reason, like I wanted to put myself together the way that if my dad was to see me, that this is how he would see me.
He's literally pointing to this watch.
That's so weird.
So I want you to know that he saw that watch.
Like I just want him to see the drag, the way I think it should look.
Take this as his way of letting you know, I see it. I see you.
Oh, that's so weird.
Yeah, because I'm like looking at this watch. I'm like, what is this watch?
I've worn a watch on the show one time, maybe.
Oh, that's so
and
funny.
I've never worn. And today I said, I should take a watch. That seems so sophisticated. A lady should wear a watch.
Well, it was so funny because I was like, okay, I feel like we're gonna play. And then I hear him just going, wait, one more thing. He's like, I need that one more thing.
I've had him on my mind so much lately because when I come here, I pass down a street with a couple of cemeteries.
Yeah.
And when he passed, the mortuary where the funeral took place was on that street. And I know it's on that street. And I feel like there's a cemetery called Oddfellows. And I thought, I think he's in that cemetery, but I don't know where he's buried. And I can't find out. And I'm looking for him. I can't find him. And I don't know where he is.
With you. Please take everything that you heard as a symbol or an indication that he's actually with you. And that, while yes, I understand our desire to have a physical place to go, he is with you wherever you are.
Yeah.
Put a picture of him up in your house. If you don't already, put some, things that remind you of him.
Where am I supposed to wear the trench coat and the hat?
I know.
And the pomp and circumstance? I'm supposed to go somewhere
you could just do that randomly. You could just do that randomly. I'll go with you.
I could just go to the Oddfellows cemetery, I guess, and
oh my God,
cause a scene.
Do you want to go to some random person's funeral and stand in the back dressed like that and say nothing?
Somebody told me that that what they wanted to do was hire a bunch of cholos to come to their funeral.
Yeah.
And just go up to the casket and go we're going to miss you, boss, and then just walk away.
Yeah. So
that everybody thinks you were up to more shit than you really were.
I love that.
Oh my God, this is crazy.
I love that. The only other thing I do want to let you know, he does let you know, when he's nearby, it's like a radio dial, right? So I think when we're thinking of them, when we're thinking of our loved ones, we're tuning into that frequency, right? Our loved ones are with us all the time, but not with us all the time, if that makes sense. And he's just letting you know, there's he's just making me feel it now. There's this little chill that will kind of come across, and just this feeling of hi, Dad. Hi, Dad. And he wants you to know that all is well, and that he is at peace, and there is great love for you.
Wow. Thank you.
You are so welcome. This was an honor.
Thank you. So, I don't even know what to do with that. I don't even know what to. It feels great to hear it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
The watch? How bizarre.
It was the last that he literally was one more thing. The thing with mediumship and what my belief is that, I'm just holding an energy, and you as the receiver of that, right? There's healing that can come through, even if we aren't really sure what that looks like in the moment. But also just that reminder of, look, here's the thing. I believe everybody can connect to their loved ones in spirit. I just happen to be able to do it for other people. Now, I say that though, everyone can sing, right? Some people just need to do it in the shower. Some people can go pursue it professionally, right? But I do believe we all have that ability to connect with our own loved ones. And we all have the ability to allow them into our space and seek their wisdom, their guidance, because the thing is their wisdom is no longer limited to what they were in a physical vessel. They now have the entire universe to play with.
Right.
So I think that's something that's really profound to remember for all of us.
Yeah.
That we can connect anytime we want to.
Yeah. I was thinking about it now that you say that. He did have a bird tattoo.
Oh my goodness. Okay.
Yeah. And then it was right below was a little devil tattoo with my name on it.
That's
right
so
below
funny.
the bird.
Yeah, I'm just seeing this little bird. And that's the thing. It's it's kind of like playing it's a language with spirit, right? It doesn't flow in like I'm having a full-blown conversation. It's pictures, it's words. And for the most part, I can usually put things together or place where they go. But sometimes it's that, hey, I've got this sign and symbol, and where can we place this? I don't like making anything fit. If it doesn't fit, it doesn't fit, and that's okay.
Sure. I even posted in my Instagram not long ago. I was like, how do you find out where someone's buried? There's got to be a resource for that.
Yeah.
And I swear it's in that cemetery that I pass by every time I come to record. I pass by and I almost find myself stopping at the red light for some reason right there. And I always turn over and I look at it and the gate is wide open. And I'm like, is there a resource? Could I go to their website? I don't know. There's got to be. And I know there's ones you type in and then you have to provide information, and all the information I provide in these free sources, they're there's no death, there's no person by that name, and I'm I have his birth date, I have his name, it's bizarre.
Could you? Look, we can always ask. Can you ask him hey, Dad, can you guide me to where your physical vessel is, and just go in the cemetery and just see. I always say, wouldn't it be fun if, whenever I'm wanting to be led towards something, And then, then the universe guides me there.
Yeah. I mean, it doesn't
Try
hurt.
it.
Yeah.
Worst case scenario, you get to spend a day in a cemetery. Who doesn't love that? I love cemetery. I find them so calming.
Do you?
Yeah, it's not noisy there.
Even with your ability to communicate?
Because it's just the body.
Oh, okay.
It's not to disrespect anyone's family members, but it's kind of like the junkyard for cars, right? It's just where the bodies are.
Right.
The loved ones are with the living.
Sure.
So when I'm in a cemetery, it's usually pretty empty, pretty quiet. I'm like, oh, I can think.
Yeah, I guess in my mind, it's like that. I feel like I have to have that acknowledgement or something. But at the same time, like, why? I mean, why would you have to go to that one spot to communicate?
I get our human need for it. If that's what you feel like you would really love to do, ask Dad to help.
Maybe there's a watch there, a better watch than this one.
What if you go and there's just a watch sitting on top of... I love that, though, with the watch.
Isn't
That's
weird?
really cool. No.
Yeah, I just had in my mind, I was like, he could maybe come through. And what if this was his first time? Like, I mean, this is not their first time seeing the drag, but I thought in this moment, what would you wear? What would you want to say? Like, I have a talk show. This is what I look like. This is the hairdo. This is the quintessential. I want you to walk away remembering me in this way when you walk away into the clouds. Yeah. I don't know. I know that's crazy.
Not at all.
Let's take a break. We are back with Travis Holp. Amazing reading. I feel so understood. I feel understood. It feels valid. It feels validating. Do you know what I mean?
Good. I'm so happy to hear that.
Well, speaking of readings, this is the part of the show that we call Read Me Delta, where I'm going to do some readings, but not really in that way. We read the letters. We don't read people.
Okay.
Okay, the first letter. Dear Delta and fascinating guest, I need help with my road rage. I take Zoloft for my driving anxiety, and it's a miracle drug, but my anger flares around rude and selfish drivers. Why do people with baby on board stickers always drive like little bitches? I'm a mother, and when my kids were younger, I drove carefully and followed the rules. Same thing applies to Tesla truck drivers and so many more. Help. Keep up the amazing work. You add more joy to my life than you know. Very Erica. Thank you, Erica. I could talk about this subject all day long. And I do. I feel like I have probably monologued, and somebody could come on and talk about being Tupperware salesperson of the month. And I'm like, do you know about bad drivers? Like, that's all I want to talk about. Do you experience road rage or...
I don't get angry, but there is a visceral reaction. I'm ashamed to admit this, but whatever. We're all friends here. I get a visceral reaction when I see those Cybertrucks.
Really?
Something stirs up in me.
Okay.
That I see it and I'm like, why? And I don't know what that is. Maybe I need to talk to my therapist about that.
Actually, it's funny you mentioned about those trucks. I was thinking about paint jobs and colors on cars. Forever it was like, you see the evolution of the colors of cars. So for a while it was like all about like stone or stone colored green or those kinds of things. And then it was like, how glossy could it be? And then it was how glittery could it be? So you could sort of set yourself aside as the person with money. Now it's interesting that the storyline is matte. So it's like pulling back from, I don't want you to see how sparkly it is anymore. I'm so mattified that I have so much money that I have to run away from the flashiness so I can let you know I'm that rich.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
With the road rage, so we do have silly drivers. Y'all here have some real insane drivers in LA.
Yeah.
I'm in the Uber, like praying for my life.
Yeah.
Every time I come, I love coming here, but y'all's drivers are aggressive. I mean, thankfully I'm not driving. I don't rent a car when I come here. I just Uber everywhere.
Right.
Because that's how nervous the drivers make me.
Yeah, if I'm out of town, only an Uber.
Yeah.
Or somebody's got to pick me up.
Yeah. If I get cut off in traffic, though, if they have an angel number license plate, like a 444, a 333, I'm instantly soothed, though.
Really?
I get upset and irritated. It just happened the other day. I get, like, cut off by a car, and I was like, 444. Thanks.
Wait,
And
it's called an
down.
angel?
Yeah. Do you not know about
Tell
these?
me.
I love angel numbers. So they're like little winks from the universe.
Okay.
And it's like a 444 or 333. I see them everywhere on license plates. I'll see them in like other places too, but mostly license plates. And I get so excited. Do you know where I see them the most?
Where?
When I go to Target.
Really?
I'll be in Target, which just solidifies for me that Target is my place of worship.
Okay.
But no, I'll see like a little 222, a 111, 333. And I just feel like, it's going to be a great day.
Is that like when people are like, it's 11:11, make a wish?
Kind of.
Is that the same thing or is that different?
Kind of. No, similar.
Wait, these are from Very Erica's mom. This says, read me Delta with a little bottle of rose perfume. And this one says, read me Delta with a different bottle of perfume.
Those are beautiful.
Isn't that beautiful?
That's gorgeous.
Very Erica's mom. You know, we should find out about making this into something. Well, we're going to have to frame them, number one. You know what's so expensive? Framing something. Getting it matted and framed is so expensive. It's worth it.
I thought you meant having someone framed.
Oh, yeah. Well,
I was like, well, yeah, that's an investment.
It's actually not that expensive in these parts. In these parts, it's not that expensive. I was lying to you. I have been in a cemetery before, very recently, a couple of times. So I'm not afraid. All right, so next one. Hello, Delta and beguiling guest. I work at a small cupcake bakery. It's a very small team, and I like to think I get along with everyone. The bakers have a TV right above the entrance to the bakery, which leads right to the front of the shop. They love to watch true crime documentaries, which usually include talk of sexual assault, extreme violence to children, and real 911 calls. Unfortunately, you can hear everything from their TV in the front of the shop. Since we have lots of families with small children coming into the store, we find that to be very inappropriate. Who wants to hear a real 911 call while you're trying to pick out a dozen cupcakes? I've asked them multiple times to try to pick more appropriate things to watch, but their addiction to true crime documentaries is very strong. What should I do? How do I approach this in a very Delta way? With love, Very Erin. What would you do?
I would say if you would like to be a part of one of these documentaries, then you can keep it playing. Otherwise, turn it off.
Because we'll know what cemetery you're in. Problem.
So like if you're traveling, if you're on a plane, you're watching a movie, are you cognizant of who's around you and what you're choosing to watch on a plane?
When I'm on a plane, I pretty much only watch one movie, and I'll watch it over and over, and that's Crazy Rich Asians.
Such a good movie.
Over and over and over and over and over, and it's
so
on
good.
However, when I'm on like a shorter flight, I generally do want to watch the first 48 because it's pretty much done in that hour and a half.
Yep.
I feel like I'm okay because I have my earphones on and they can't really see much. It's usually not too like the most you'll see is like a white sheet.
Yeah.
Right. But I am cognizant because there are movies that I do want to see and I'm like, there's people around.
But I just feel like Cupcake Shop, there's an ambiance there too, right? Like
it
not
needs
even
to be
just
brought
the
up with the owner or the manager.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
I don't think there should be a discussion about that. Those kinds of conversations just don't take place in a place of business.
I mean, I would just go change the channel.
Right.
I just don't care.
Right.
But I get not everyone's like that comfortable, right?
Right.
But yeah, it should be changed. Put on Frozen.
Put on some sort of like innocuous. That's why I'm always confused when I go to go get a pedicure.
Yeah.
And there's like football games on. Who is watching that in the salon when it's me and all 70-year-old straight women? Who is watching that? Why can't you put on Semi-Homemade with Sandra Lee?
Oh my gosh. Or like the Great British Bake Off. I feel like the Great British Bake Off is great in every situation.
Yes.
It's super wholesome.
That's the show.
They're just baking things. Just put that on.
That is the show that we want to watch.
Oh my God. And I bet kids would love that.
Yeah. Do you bake?
Not very well.
No.
But I do.
I mean, follow a recipe.
I can't. Listen, you give me a Duncan Hines box and I get real creative.
Right.
I'm not. I have friends though that do bake.
Mm-hmm.
This is the thing. I've just learned to surround myself with people who do the things that I don't personally do.
1,000%. 1,000%.
Yeah. Why do I need to? When I know every Sunday you're going to be baking homemade chocolate chip cookies, and I can just scurry on over and get a couple for the week.
One of my favorite philosophies is, I buy, you fly. And I think what that means is, here's my debit card. you take that, go buy all the groceries that we need for whatever it is that we're having, and you cook them all.
Yes.
I will eat them, critique them. I don't even mind doing the dishes.
Nope.
I'll take part in it, but I don't want to do all that cooking and sweating. And like, I like little things. Like, here's what I'm making. And I bought the stuff for it. It's a spice cake mix, a can of pure pumpkin.
Yes.
And a cup of chocolate chips, and you mix it all up and you bake it. I'm going to have to put butter on each slice, I think. But that seems easy for me. I can do that.
The can of pure pumpkin is like where I get creative.
Okay.
So I mentioned I get creative. I learned you can add the canned pumpkin in place of butter.
What kind of butter do you like to have? Do you like to have olive oil and sea salt or no?
No, you know what? I like just like the Kerrygold.
Yes,
Irish butter.
It's rich. If you're going to do it, you might as well.
On it. Yeah, absolutely.
Thank you for being here.
Thank you for having me. This was just a dream.
This is so fun. You gave me so much insight, and it was really, you better cut out all that weird fucking crying, because people are going to be like, what is wrong?
You better put the crying. The crying is what people go for. If you're not crying, they're not into it.
I feel like also, before we leave, that, but because you're in the Pacific Northwest, and it's like per capita the place where more people go missing, I would just imagine, like, is everybody coming to you and they're like, I'm in the forest, I'm here, I'm on a marijuana plant farm, like, I'm buried.
I don't necessarily, not yet. I don't say won't, just not yet. I haven't really gotten into the like solving crime aspect of things. It's not something I'm opposed to. I just haven't. I do have friends that are mediums that do, but it is interesting like how many serial killers have come out of the Pacific Northwest.
Yes.
It's kind of crazy.
Yeah, I'm on my way back to Seattle and then back to Portland, and like, I will say, whenever I like step out of the hotel, like I kind of think to myself, like, I could be abducted. Like, but listen, no one's going to abduct me. Honestly, it's too much work.
Well, mostly it's like people going missing because they'll go hiking. Like they'll go to like Mount Rainier.
Oh, I'm fine. I'm not going hiking.
Yeah, no, then you're good. No, there's like signs when you go hiking that's like, be careful. You'll go missing. And it's like, what? I just came here to look at nature.
Yeah, I don't think they're going to abduct people from sitting at Starbucks. So I'm okay.
You absolutely fine.
Thank you all so much for listening and watching Very Delta. Our show comes out every Monday. Subscribe to Mom Podcast YouTube channel and turn on your notifications so you never miss an episode. Search for Very Delta on your favorite podcast apps to listen to the audio-only version if you can't take all of the visual beauty. You can also sign up for our premium offerings on Mom Plus Gold by visiting mompodcast.plus, where you get weekly episodes of more Very Delta. Don't forget to send all of your questions to readmedelta@gmail.com. You can follow me on Instagram at DeltaWork. And where can everyone find you on socials?
You can find me on Instagram and TikTok at Travis Warrior Unicorn and at travisholp.com.
I love it. We'll see you next week. And until then, keep things very Delta. Very Delta is produced by Moguls of Media, a.k.a. Mom. Hosted by Delta Work. Produced and edited by Doug Robertson. Technical direction by Margot Padilla. With original theme music by Will Pitts. Media and design support by Stone Cold. And set design by Eris Sevilla. Executive produced by Alaska, Willem, Big Dipper, Camille Stennis, and Joe Cilio. Recorded at Forever Dog Productions. Man, shut your ass!
Mom!
To listen to Very Delta ad-free, 1 day early, and to get access to more Very Delta and all of Mom Podcast's premium content, check out Mom Plus Gold at mompodcast.plus.